There are 11 different secondaries in Rivals, and I'm ranking them from F to S tier. Starting off with the handgun. The handgun is a pretty decent weapon. It doesn't cost anything, and it's reliable in both long range and close range. This weapon is a good starter for beginners as it does very good damage. Everything about this weapon is done super right. I'd normally put this in A tier, but there's one major weakness which holds it back. It isn't automatic, and some players don't have the clicking power to use the handgun effectively. Because of this, I have to put it in C tier. Up next is the revolver. The revolver is a very good weapon. It does 30 damage and 40 headshot damage. Sure, it isn't automatic, but the cooldown is long enough so that it doesn't matter. When used correctly, this weapon makes you unstoppable. It also has an ability called fanning, which quickly fires all bullets in the chamber. I could go on about what makes this weapon so great, but I won't, since not many will be surprised that this is going in S tier. Up next is the shorty. The shorty is a great weapon, but only if in the right hands. The shorty is useless for long range, but it can eliminate instantly up close. It depends how good your skill is with this weapon. It does unimaginable damage, but it's useless if you can't get a hit up close. This weapon could range from S to F tier, so I'll average it at B tier. Up next is the flare gun. Look, I'm sorry, but this weapon sucks. You can barely do any damage with it, and you only get 2 bullets. This weapon is a secondary. A secondary! If I was the developer, I'd move this to a utility because it's so useless. It also wastes space for actual weapons. This weapon isn't worth my time. F tier. Maybe I should calm down a bit. Up next is the spray. The spray is a very effective and underrated weapon. It's a very good burst round which does good damage. It also only costs 5 keys. It also can't be countered by the katana or riot shield. Many people don't understand how good the spray is. I barely see anyone using it, which honestly surprises me. In fact, this weapon is so good that I'm putting it above the S tier and into the G tier for godly. Up next is the daggers. This is a pretty good weapon. You get a double jump, which allows for good movement. It also does 20 damage and 40 headshot damage. It also fires twice at once. However, it's a projectile, which means it doesn't always go where you aim, and also makes it useless at long range. With some skill, you can get pretty good with this weapon. A tier. Up next is the Uzi. The Uzi is a very good weapon. It's fully automatic and does decent damage. It could be considered as a second assault rifle. It's beginner-friendly and is perfect for finishing off opponents when your primary runs out. It isn't as useful at long range due to being slightly inaccurate, but it's still a very good weapon. This might surprise some people, but I'm putting it in S tier. Those are all the standard weapons. Let's get on to the prime and contraband weapons. Up first is the slingshot. The slingshot is very good when it comes to small maps. The slingshot has a unique ability to bounce off walls, similar to the energy rifle. This means you don't actually have to hit your shots to do damage. It isn't as useful on large maps, but it's still an okay option. It also can't be deflected by the katana. Also, I picked this prime secondary over the others. I'll be generous and put it in S tier. Up next is the exogun. The exogun is a very good weapon. It does decent damage, and you can still do damage even if you miss. It's very reliable if your aim isn't good. It can also penetrate through katanas and riot shields. Its weakness is that it doesn't have as much ammo as other weapons. It's too good for S tier, but not enough for G tier, so I'll put it in a separate S+ tier. Up next is the energy pistols. This is a very good weapon. The energy pistols have a very fast fire rate, infinite ammo, and no reload time. This allows for continuous spamming for applying constant pressure. However, it requires good aim because they do low damage per hit. I'll shove it into the already busy S tier. And finally, we have the Warper. I have 0 experience with the Warper, so it's impossible for me to give it a concrete tier. So I'm gonna let you decide where the Warper should go. Let me know in the comments what tier the Warper should go in. And with that, this is the final tier list. If you enjoyed this video, go check out some of my other ones. If you want more content like this, please subscribe. It's free and means a lot to me.